Community Short.
Welcome to the Community Voice. I'm your host, Katie Roche. Today's show is just one part in a series of conversations with community members concerning the November 6th vote on the 21 ordinance. The debate over the age that bar patrons may be allowed in Iowa City bars is not a new issue to Iowa City, but what is significant this time around is that voters will decide whether the 21 ordinance will be passed into law. Meaning that if the 21 ordinance is passed into effect, patrons of bars in Iowa City will have to be 21 years old in order to be in a bar after 10 p.m. or face a $250 ticket. Right now, Iowa City has a 19 ordinance in effect stating that 19 and 20-year-olds must vacate bars by 10 p.m. or face that $250 ticket. In this Community Voice series, we will hear from Community Voice viewers like you who are both opposed to and in favor of adopting this mandate. Stay tuned to City Channel 4 to learn more about this important issue, and remember to vote on November 6th.
Facts are, there are over 400 student organizations, recognized student organizations active on the campus. The university has entered into ventures with private operations in the past to try and create alcohol-free alternatives. Planet X was one of the operations. Living Water was another that students created. And then there was the Cyber Cafe, all of which tried having downtown activities and they could not compete. On campus, we have developed and we're in the process of building a recreation and wellness center that will be an additional activity area.
We're not only here to defeat this ordinance, we're here to propose solutions to this, and we feel like greater social diversity. Let's have the field house and the athletic facilities open till 3 a.m. Let's fund CAB, Campus Activities Board, and SCOPE that brings artists from across the country. Let's fund them. Let's get them more money. Let's collaborate as a community, as a city, as students in this university to offer greater opportunity for students to engage in on the nights and weekends so that we can offer alternatives, and we do have students participating in these. And if you look at consistent first-year surveys that the university administrates, the number one issue students always bring up is there's nothing to do but engage in the nightlife downtown on the weekends. That's the number one concern for students. There's nothing else to do on campus in their free time. And that's clearly stating a problem. And I feel by looking into that one, we're able to resolve the underage drinking process as well, one step at a time. So I do think we'd like to see greater opportunity socially for students after this ordinance is defeated.
It is generally said that there isn't enough to do, but keep in mind, there are over 20,000 undergraduate students here. They're not all downtown. So there has to be some truth in the activities that are available to many, many students. There's no question that for some students, they choose to go downtown to bars. But you can't substantiate that view with the facts.
What would some other steps be in order to help curb binge drinking?
One of the things that has not successfully been done for many years is having more non-alcoholic venues available for entertainment for students. And that's one of the things that students raise continually. In the current economic environment, it is very difficult for a non-alcoholic entertainment venue to compete. Implementing this change would help those businesses to be able to be viable in this community. So that's one thing is non-alcoholic venues. Another thing that the university has already announced they're going to do is to have more Friday classes, which and required classes, which students are not very happy about. But
shortens their weekend a little bit.
It shortens their weekend, and it's been demonstrated by science to decrease the binge drinking rate. So it's a good tool that the university is implementing to complement the things that the city can implement.
Instead of the 21 ordinance, what would be a solution besides a Band-Aid? What would be the stitches needed to fix this problem?
Well, if you look to the University of Wisconsin up in Madison, they are a 21 and up school. However, they have over 100 bars within walking distance of their campus. Now, when they were to face the problem, they used education of the students as a way of getting them to choose other matters to use of entertainment. And they saw a drop in their amount of binge drinking on campus. The university is here to educate students, and they should do that on alcohol as well. And students will be perceptive of that and receptive, and they will take what they learn and they will apply it to life. I also believe that our student orgs on campus are greatly a great advocate for alternative use of time as opposed to binge drinking. Our student orgs are fabulous. They put on amazing shows that are known all around the country, and the only problem is that they have a limited amount of funds available to them. But if you go on a dance marathon night when they're having their show down at Carver, there's no one downtown. Everybody's out participating in that event. Same with Scope, same with any campus activity boards. They're all at those events. So when there is an alternative, students, they thrive. They go to those events.
Now, your involvement with the Stepping Up project, I'm curious whether there has been any research done into whether the University of Iowa is supplying enough activities for students.
Well, the university faces the same problem that the downtown community does. The university supported a group that was in Old Capitol Mall called Planet X. The student services bought thousands of tickets to give away free or at discounted rates to students. And students would go there with their free or reduced price ticket, and they would say, "What kind of beer do you have?" And they said, "None, we're non-alcohol." See you later. They weren't interested. River Rock opened up in the old J.C. Penney spot. They had bands from Chicago, great entertainment coming out here. But the kids said, "What beer do you serve?" "We don't have beer." See you later. They were going to the bars.
So the belief is that over time we'll be helping to create a different kind of culture.
A different kind of culture downtown in the community. And the university, they've done a lot. And some of the things that are on the drawing board at the university, for example, the East Side Recreation Center, located down by the library, open 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to provide a real high class, almost like a health club atmosphere for students available on their schedule when they want to do it. That's a multi-million-dollar investment, and it's on the books because it makes sense. But it will struggle, as our other alternative activities have struggled, if there's alcohol downtown that they can have access to. Right now, there are 50 liquor licenses downtown. Well, if you went to Coral Ridge Mall, and that's about 100 stores out there, about like what we have downtown, and 50 of them were drug stores, you'd be pretty bored as a shopper. There's not much variety. But if you could somehow re-engineer the downtown a little bit, we don't need any zoning to take place down there. This would be economic zoning. People would say, look, I can't make it as a bar. I've got to reinvent myself. I've got to find a way that I can tap into that culture that we're trying to develop of non-alcoholic activities. Why should everything our young people do be associated with alcohol in order to have a good time?
I mean, so many young musicians over the years have come in here and they've heard someone play and they've gotten excited about that person and seen, gee, if I work hard, I can be as good a bass player as that guy can. Well, you're not going to have that experience. Where are you going to see that? Where are you going to hear them? The university certainly isn't providing any venues.
The segment that you just watched is just one in a series of conversations with community members concerning the November 6th vote on the 21 ordinance. Stay tuned to City Channel 4 for other perspectives and more information on this issue from Community Voice viewers like you.
Iowa City is the city where nobody sleeps. Black and gold and we roll on our enemies. If you living in the city, you know what I mean. You live in Chi-Town, nah, man, I see. Iowa City is the city where nobody sleeps. Black and gold and we roll on our enemies. If you living in the city, you know what I mean. You live in Madison, nah, man, I see.
Community.